pile of for shredder stuff.
All righty. I'm going to call the meeting to order. I just got off of a Zoom meeting, and actually, we will discuss that later, because it's something I think we should be bringing in.
Okay.
Actually, it was very good.
Just a friendly reminder for microphones.
Turn on. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We'll do roll call. Councilor Manzer?
Here.
Councilor Tudor is regret.
Same regrets, yeah.
Councilor Thurber? Here. And Deputy Warden Ross?
I'm here.
Manager of Corporate Services, Coralie. Manager of Municipal Services, Tyler is away, so his regrets. Our CAO, Jeff Sunderland, is here. Our Executive Assistant, Taylor Robinson, is here, and her...
Carly's coming to see how the meeting works tonight.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if she's going to be... You're going to be the fill-in?
If I have to.
And Carly, do you go by Smith?
Titus.
I'm
That's all right.
I'm not always the best, and myself, Linda Gregory. Gordon. Now, we're going to pause to seek guidance, please. Okay. The next is the approval of the agenda, additions or deletions, and what I do not see here tonight, wanted to check, should we be putting on the motion needed for the deregistering of the property at Little River? It was in Rob's thing that the motion should be made and sent to council.
He may not be ready yet, because usually after the board gets ready, it happens.
Because all it was the deregistration because the place burned down.
Yeah.
Christmas.
But he usually speaks to me on the board.
Oh, because it was in the minutes.
Yeah, I read his report.
It'll be on
council.
Oh, okay. Then I don't need to add anything then. That was my answer. Because I hadn't seen it on. So if there's no additions or deletions, would someone approve the agenda as presented?
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carries. The next is a presentation by Robbie Bays, Oakdean Center. Could I have someone move forward for Mr. Bays?
I'll motion to approve Mr. Robbie Bays, the Oakdean Center, to come up and do a presentation.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carries. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for having me here. On behalf of the board of the Oakdean Center, that's the Bear River Community Craft and Recreation Facility Society, would like to thank you so much for your contribution last time for the $10,000 towards putting new windows in our center there. Along with the windows, we also put in another 6 inches of insulation in the roof and finished the outside metal roof on the back, which was it was 40 feet up in the air, so that was a real challenge for some of our seniors. We also turned out we had a work project for 4 people for 12 weeks. And that went really well. And so we replaced 36 windows with the insulation and the metal roof and everything. And at the last minute, ACOA asked us to, while you're at it, why don't you paint the front? So I was painting.
You left the front?
Paint the front.
Oh, paint. Sorry.
So I was volunteered to paint the front, and that was fun for the summer. That was my job. Anyway, the economics of that worked out really well. Your 10,000 was matched by Annapolis County's 10,000. Oakdean put in 10,000 in cash and 10,000 in labor. We went to the province. They put in 25,000 for the windows to help with the windows, and eventually a COA came through with about 30,000. So the total of the project was about 160,000 with the work project. When you look at the value over time, the total economic impact was calculated at 1.5 million. So your $10,000 went a long way, and so we're very pleased and very happy. About the same time, we had a study by the Nova Scotia Community College Sustainable Technology students, and they came and did an energy audit on the building, and did a very thorough job, and they recommended changes for us in the future to go to zero carbon. And they priced it all out for us, and we looked at it, and we went into shock because it's quite a lot of money and stuff. Anyway, we thought about it, but we carried on with doing projects and installation and stuff. And then 3 weeks ago, at the end of May, our furnace blew up, and fire came out the back, and smoke came off, and it's deceased. So we're looking at going to the changes that the students recommended. What we'd like to do is put solar panels on across the roof, and that will provide electricity tied into the grid. When the sun's shining, we're banking that energy in the grid. When we're using the heat pumps, that's storing the power back again. So what we're hoping in the end is that we won't have a bill. Basically, the solar panels will pay for the heat pump electricity. We approached Annapolis Ventures for some funding. They have some social enterprise funding, and along with that comes a $5,000 grant, or up to $5,000 for a consultant to get a plan together. So we've initiated that, and we've hired a consultant to try and put a plan for how much it's all going to cost and everything else. We've decided we want to go with a ground source heat pump, and also the students have recommended an air source one that we'd have to put ducting throughout the entire building to put the air heat in. And at the moment we have a hot water system, radiator system. So what we'd like to do is a ground source heat pump that makes us hot water for our circulating system, for our heating system. So we're sort of exploring all the possibilities of getting funds from the province and from McCullough and so on. I talked to Brianne Lombard. She's keen on some of our ideas, and but she realizes that it's going to take time to get all of the projects together. One of the things we'd like to do is put a wheelchair ramp up to the top floor for the atrium, which is our main space. Doesn't have any. We've had to carry people up the stairs in wheelchairs, which is not good. And the feds do have funding for the wheelchair ramp, but that's not going to happen until next year. But that's we won't really start getting that together this year. But what we'd like to do is the Federation of Canadian Municipalities has a Green Municipal Fund it's a capital fund for community buildings, and a lot of the stuff is used for actual municipal buildings, but it's also available for all the community buildings as well. So what we'd like to do is to try and explore the possibility of working with you and with Annapolis County on trying to put in an application for some of those green municipal funds. We'll try and match that with provincial money and federal money, and hopefully we'll really get the building to the point where we're not having an oil bill, and we can actually have an employee. At the moment it's entirely volunteers that are running this building, and our volunteers are getting quite old, and so we're looking to get new people in, but it would be best if we had at least a 20-hour person there to put on events and things like that. So anyway, all I'm doing at the moment is just bringing you up to date with how we are and thanking you for the last project. And if it's possible, we'd like to be able to work with the municipality on the Green Municipal Fund and see if we can stir up some funds from there to go to match with the federal ones and the provincial ones.
We never make a decision tonight.
Sorry?
Well, we never make a decision this evening.
No, I'm not asking for a decision. I'm just telling you where we're at. We have to get some heat in by October. My board is saying,
So have you asked Annapolis about the Green Municipal Fund as well?
yeah, we're going to go to Annapolis and we're going to try and split the municipal fund between you, because we're split between two municipalities in Bear River. And yeah, I'd like to go both things. I'm not sure if that's working on green municipal funds is okay with the staff here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
If I could, so I think that there's opportunity to work together to a degree. FCM is very focused on where the physical building is located.
Yeah.
So you will definitely need Annapolis to be part of
Oh yeah.
our past experience. They are more focused than any grant organization we've ever dealt with on that matters.
Yeah.
Where
They're very keen on partnerships in the grant applications and stuff. So we're trying to work with Board of Trade in Bear River as well, and they've been very supportive, and we're hoping to see if we can get multiple partners to work together on the same to the goal, same goal.
And have you talked to Efficiency Nova Scotia? I know they had some funding available here. We're moving from oil. I don't know if it's just for
there are different programs for Efficiency Nova Scotia. Some of them are closed and some of them are still open for funding.
I just heard on the news one of them like it was up to 32,000 for a household. So I don't know if it's just for independent homes or if businesses can be entitled to that as well.
Yeah, they've got some that are for commercial buildings and for non-profits and stuff. So there is a section there for it. There's also this like the Clean Energy Foundation as well, but they're more for they give you money to study it, but not actually to build it. We're giving if they give us the money to build it, they can study it all they want after we've done it. But we need some funds. But
A few years ago, the Digby Fishing Game, they went through efficiency and they got a rebate.
Mm-hmm.
They put in 8 heat pumps, and it cost $30,000. And I think they got a rebate check of $24,000.
Wow.
So that might be something to look into.
Yeah,
because it would be a quick. I mean, you're talking solar power trying to run heat pumps and stuff. That's quite a project, but make heat in October, you may want to talk to somebody like some of the businesses that put them in. They'll get you in touch with some of that paperwork, and it gets you into that efficiency, and the rebates can be very big. It may not be some of the contractors will work with you because it may not be this model that gets the rebate, this model, and they'll know that. And it almost looks like you don't pay very much, and you get the heat pumps in very quickly.
But the consultant that we've hired is going to look at all the costs and everything. So we're going to be able to try and figure out how much we're going to be looking for. At the moment, it's still a kind of like a ball field, ballpark figure. But I mentioned to the CEO of Annapolis County, and I was saying $250,000 for the whole thing. So he's saying $500,000. So. Yeah, we're kind of in that. We won't know really until our consultant has finished doing his exactly what we're going to need to order, and he'll be looking at all the rebates and where we can get to. And the one of the benefits from our window project and the insulation was that we saved $300 a month on our oil bill this past winter. before the furniture closed.
Almost there.
Almost there. But, anyway, okay.
Does anyone got any questions? Well, thank you so much for your presentation.
Okay, thank you.
And it's a lot of work that you're going to go ahead with. A lot of work.
Okay. Thank you very much for hearing me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robbie.
Okay, thank you.
The next is the minutes of May 14th, 2024. Is there any errors or omissions anyone sees?
A motion to approve the minutes of May 14th, 2024.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
Does anyone have a concern? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the CAO report, the meeting date. I think it's easier just to say. June 25th is council. July 16th is audit and bylaw. June 23rd is council. And then we just remind you, in August, we don't have a council meeting, but we have a committee of the whole meeting. I mean, it's not there yet, but I'm just mentioning it so that if you're making some plans, it should work for you. Now, is it, excuse me. Is there any questions on the CAO update?
Just one question, Jeff, work on the Barton School is supposed to be this month?
I do believe they still, so I know it's always ongoing, but so they've engaged, it's the same construction firm that did the first phase of the renovation here, Gary is engaged. The new Commons Development made a trip here, they sent staff out from BC to do a site visit to Shelburne here, and I think the city to actually see it before they move into the next phase, and I believe they're expecting to start work anytime, George, was the last update we had.
And the Bell and Develop is still moving forward as well?
Bell and Develop is still moving forward. The Wilson's Lane is connected. I heard from a resident that had been very friendly, keeping us informed, but they had been waiting quite a while. I think there was a real big, I actually saw the crew putting in a real big power pole that had to go in by one of the exit ramps heading towards Bear River. I think that was holding the entire thing up, as we've heard different stories like that. But yeah, so that ended up Smithco. So I think we're down to, on the official addresses, I think we're under a dozen addresses left. So keep an ear out on Deuces.
Yeah,
I think most of that is what's left if that area of Smiths Cove got cleared up, right? And there was only a few, I think 4 left in Smiths Cove. So I think the bulk of our addresses that are left are that Deuceville and then the new project in the Conway corner there.
Might have another address for you, but I heard it today.
Okay, nope.
But it might get fixed, so I got an update on it.
Department reports. Does anyone have any questions on any of the department reports?
Apartment building's going in.
The what?
Apartment building. Building permit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that the one for in the town?
Yes.
Provincial one?
I don't believe.
Or is that the one?
Yeah, I don't believe. I think the one that it's for is under construction in town. It has moved very quickly, so it's already under construction. The permit, I think, was at the start of the month. So, but yeah, it's not for the provincial announcement.
Yeah.
I'd just like to mention that I'm really pleased with Rob's work on the art out in the hallway.
No, thank you very much. We'll pass that along.
Also the thing with Harold Cromwell, I think that's very interesting. And it could be a good project for Rob.
You want to talk on the digester?
Ongoing, one of the challenges, and I know we feel like they're very close. Natural gas comes down as far, they truck natural gas to Michelin. Is the farthest that anybody that trucks gas, I don't want to say which company. And this is just that much further, and it's not nearly the volume that a Michelin goes through, so it's just a little kid. Staff are still working on it very diligently, trying to just get us that much closer to it, but that is proving to be just a bit of a kink in the final of what was a very optimistic file. So still talking, because I think, again, Terry is ever optimistic, and I appreciate that. We have learned that we now also are aware of a target market that we are, if this one does not go forward, small greenhouses of this size around the province are fantastic opportunities for us to approach that might be closer to sources of natural gas. So we have the research, and the work won't go to waste. We would love it to be as local a solution as possible, which this one is, but we have some ideas for if this doesn't work out.
I'm just curious about the office space open at the airport.
Yeah, so we've had a few people occasionally rent space there. It's not very often, and it is, I'm going to say this as politely as possible. I think there's people one person left in the room that's worked out there. This is not high-end office space. So we normally, I think we forced 2 tours on this person to say, are you sure you want this? So they understand that this is a very basic space, and they are just looking to try it. Most of our other opportunities out there have not turned into long-term, so we'll try this one. But yeah, some virtual.
But she's all virtual.
Yeah, she's all virtual, which is one of the better fits. But yeah, it's just, it's a unique office setup, and we all have to remember to tell Councillor Tudor that there was a report that had extra income coming into the airport when he attends the next meeting. I can't believe he's missing this one of all updates.
I know what it was going to be. Would it be appropriate for us to give a certificate of appreciation or something to Larry and Greta Goodwin at their, even though they donated all that money, and they're having
we've got it on the face. We've got it. They're having. I don't know. We can't call it grand opening. They're having an event. I don't know what to call it. A handover.
I'm going to it.
A handover event.
When's the date?
22nd, Saturday. They're having a hike at 10 in the morning. I've been invited to go to the meet and greet at 1. However, there's a funeral I have to attend at the same time, so I haven't figured all this out yet. And then there's another hike at 3. So it's going to be a busy day, challenging day. But
I was wondering if there was a way we could just acknowledge it, because it is quite a,
I can get a certificate together to bring,
Yeah, I think we should just send one from the municipality.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else anyone wants to bring forward? There's nothing under dangerous and on-site route. Still like an ex-smoker.
Just get motion to accept the reports.
Yes.
motion to accept the report.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the election motions.
I move to recommend the council to appoint Taylor Robinson as the Assistant Returning Officer for the 2024 election.
Do I have a seconder, please?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Next motion, please.
I move to recommend the council to have a revised list of electors completed by August 23rd, 2024, which will allow us to have the listings prepared for candidates by the nomination by appointment date of August 29th, 2024.
Is there a seconder?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried.
So how do you go about getting people's names on the list? Do they call
Once that list is ready, then they call in.
So this is just us getting the list from the province, doing our quick scan through. This is the one where when people come in to register, this is the starting list.
Yeah.
And then we add people right up to the day of. This is just what we call the starting list. So this is the same kind of timeline as last election, off by a day or two, because the registration day is a day or two different, but same process. And that will be highly publicized. Like most municipal units have talked a lot about, because of the challenges we expect with the elector list, with just the change in population in the last 4 years, advertising and pushing a bit more of the processes to get added to the electors list. We're expecting a bit more feedback, and we expect all of you to get more feedback on that topic this year.
Okay, and then the last one?
I move to recommend council to run advanced polls starting Thursday, October 10th, 2024, from 9 a.m. continuously until 7 p.m. Saturday, October 19th, 2024, electronic or by telephone.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the Rose submission list, and it's Industrial Drive. We saw that in the package.
So,
But weren't we going to look at the no.
well, so this is, we're learning as we go. So we had sent in our form to the government that we wanted industrial drive. We talked about it with our TIR meeting. So this is what has come back to us, and we need to sign it to move forward. It's acknowledged this is still an estimate. They have told me they are confident it will come in under that, but again, we are on this journey for the first time together. But we do need a motion. I believe it's the warden that has to sign this.
Yep.
So we do need a motion to move forward. So the Industrial Commission has committed to paying the 50% of this, but we just need this to keep this moving forward. And then they put a very tight timeline on it when we get this back, so that's why this is before this meeting.
I motion that the warden accepts this estimate to move forward with paving of Industrial Drive.
Council.
Council, you? Okay.
No, it's
Council,
fine.
okay.
It's going to be
Okay.
council.
Council then.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next, under correspondence or information, we had response from the Department of Public Works, defibrillators. Any questions?
Very positive
Yeah,
response.
they're coming
Very, very good.
Good. Makes sense.
And then we have a letter from the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
And I think this one, I can't speak to NSFM's conference, but I believe what I understood is, I think we've seen articles in the media that this review was going on, but there wasn't a lot of details. So I believe at the NSFM, and I certainly know at the AMA conference, the questions about what was happening and I think it's Deloitte, isn't it, the consultant that's been appointed?
Yes.
They were starting to reach out, and units didn't know that there'd been a consultant appointed. So there was just some confusion, so the department sent this letter out to get everybody on the same page, just in case the consultants reach out or you hear anything about this. I would suggest it was still a very general letter, but it gave us some information.
Any other questions or concerns? We have no in camera tonight. So could we have someone adjourn the meeting?
A motion to adjourn.
Is there a seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Well, that's what you call that.
That's the last meeting. You probably like that after you get back to Cotw this morning.
I got home around 1:30 from 5:02. Angela got home. What time, Angela?
10 minutes.
This morning.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.